Good evening, fight fans, and welcome back for another Blood, Sweat, and Tears IG Live interview. Tonight's guest is on a 7-fight winning streak, 3 in the UFC. He's one of the fastest rising middleweights in the world, but soon to be light heavyweight. We'll find out soon when Brendan Allen joins us. Thank you, Brendan, for joining us. Everyone who's tuned in now and later. We'll let Brendan sign in, and we'll be underway shortly. Brendan defeated Kyle Daukas last weekend by unanimous decision.
Nice.
Yo, how's it going, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, good. So almost a week away from your fight. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I wish I could fight again, in a couple months, but can't.
Yeah. So what do you think of your performance last weekend then?
I I don't think it was as good as it should have been. Anything less than a finish is unacceptable in my book, and
Yeah.
I finished them, and I didn't, but I can't change it now. I think everybody says it was like a war or a battle, but I don't think so at all. I think I clearly, easily won first and second.
Oh yeah.
I think I didn't have a mark until the third round, so I don't see how it could be a war or a battle when I didn't have not even a mark until the third, and it was just one shot. So, you know,
I literally texted like a friend like that fight and was like, oh, like Brendan Allen's fucking destroying Buddy right now, and then he like texted me back because he obviously like tuned in on that round. He's like, oh, like because we both bet on you, and so he was like, oh, is like Brendan Allen gonna win this fight? I was like, Buddy ragdolled him for 2 rounds, like.
yeah, man, it was just I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. Like I knew I took my foot off the gas because I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if it was because the first two were so like easy, like so. I don't know. They were easy though.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I just kind of wanted to coast a little bit to just kind of recover a little bit to pour it on again. And then he just kind of hit with the elbow, got in a weird transition, and then I felt like my face kind of swelling a little bit. And then he took my back, but I was hitting him with harder shots, and he was hitting me harder. I was hitting him with harder and more shots than he was hitting me with. So
Yeah.
uh, I just kind of stayed there, and then I misread the clock. I thought it said 1 minute and 22 seconds when actually it said 22 seconds. And then I turned in when I wanted to and almost made him quit again. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that was just kind of all right. But overall, like, it's still, like, frustrating to me because I should have done better. I should have listened to my coaches and put more combinations on the feet instead of just trying to knock his block off with one shot.
Yeah.
Uh, but overall, I don't know. I wasn't happy with the performance, but I don't think he did as good as, like, people are saying either because – I don't know. Like I watched it close. Like I've watched the fight like 4 times, and I slow
Yeah.
mode it. I rewind it, and like he only landed like a total of 8 shots standing. Like the
Yeah.
land, and on the ground he only landed I think 3 or 4. Besides that little slap stuff, I don't count that.
Yeah, like I said, like I thought it wasn't close at all. Like the first 2 rounds were clearly him, and even that third round, like even you kind of like came back a little bit too. So
Yeah, like I just don't see how people could say that last round was like a 10-8 or even close. Because I mean, he didn't do anything. Like he didn't even come close to doing anything at all. He
yeah,
hit one nice shot. Like, and it just landed perfect. Like, it was just a normal elbow, and it just, I don't know, I guess it hit the perfect part of my nose and kind of just did a ripple effect there. But, it was just not lucky, but like a lucky incident that happened. The shot was nice,
yeah.
but the outcome, because I hit him with some really good elbows. So,
So what can you take away from that whole experience then? Your first fight in the UFC that was 3 rounds.
I don't know. I took away that I need to pay attention in the corner more and just,
Okay.
slow down a little bit. I knew I knew he wasn't that guy to come out and knock you out, so I didn't give him any respect there. Like I didn't care
Yeah.
whatsoever if he just touched me the whole time, because I knew when I would land, either he was going to fall or he was going to run, and that's exactly what happened. Every time I
Yeah.
landed a punch, he ran or he fell. So I think I should have gave more respect there to be smarter about it and land more combinations, at least standing, because he was longer than me.
Yeah.
On the ground, like I was just trying to finish him the whole time. If I wanted to lay there and just stay there to do nothing, like and just hold position, I could have done it easily. But what fun is that? Nobody tunes in to watch somebody hold on. Like I'm trying to
Yeah,
finish
yeah.
at every second. And that's what I was trying to do, and that's where he got top position for like a minute and 20 seconds, first and second round. But didn't do nothing.
So speaking of like having to listen to your corner, what was it like fighting with no fans then?
I mean, if I didn't make it to the second round of contender, but it felt like contenders. It was pretty much the same. Like it doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really hear the crowd or anything anyway when I fight. So
yeah.
I mean, the only thing different was I could hear like Bisbing when he it was like, oh, that's the only thing I could really hear.
That's funny. That's funny. Like, there's been certain fighters that have heard like Cormier and stuff like that and have adjusted their game plan on the fly too. So it's funny that you heard Bisping.
I heard his corner. They were stupid. They were like, I hit him after the bell, but I was already in motion. Like,
Oh yeah,
son,
definitely emotion.
my job's to keep going. And then they were saying like in the third, I hit him with like an illegal up kick when I just like threw like just something to make him move, like the little armbar setup. But I was like, yeah, y'all are stupid.
So you obviously had an opponent change, and Ian with Ian Heinisch. Would you like to get a fight with him in the future, or
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been trying to fight him since LFA. He has the spot that I like. I want to be top 15.
yeah,
I mean, not that, like I said, I don't think the performance was great, but I did do my job. I did think I clearly won the fight. No ifs, ands, or buts, at least in my eyes, and everyone that I've talked to that actually watched the fight and knows about fighting. So I mean, it's 3 fights, 3 wins, 3 good wins. All of them were close to performances or fight of the night. So I don't see why I couldn't get top 15 next at 85 or you know, something, something like that.
yeah.
I don't think I show that anything other than top 15 is kind of like, what am I doing here? Why am I wasting my time away from my family?
And so that's kind of what I was going to ask you. Like, so you're one of the fastest rising middleweights in the world right now. But I heard a rumor that you might be coming back after your injuries at light heavyweight. Any truth to that?
Yeah, that's definitely what I was looking at. The weight cut was really hard this time. The
Yeah,
UFC PI and Lockhart and Leith, Eric Pena and Ian Larios, Clint from the PI, Charles from the PI. We had I kind of use all of my everything that I have to my advantage, and it was a very, very short weight cut for me. It was 3 weeks is what I had to cut, and
yeah,
usually by that time I've already dialed into what I need to do for the diet as far as when to eat, how much to eat, and so usually I have a couple weeks to play around. This time I didn't, and the schedule for training changed, so everything was messed up. But I still went into fight week a couple pounds, like 2 pounds heavier than normal. But by the time it was time to cut water, it was the same as normal. So,
yeah.
um, but either way, the weight cut was. I mean, I ended up passing out in the after I made weight. I just stood up too fast, and I don't know. I was real light on the recovery. I was only like 90, 98 or so going
Okay,
back into.
yeah,
I was real light. I wasn't really hungry at all. I was never hungry. All the diet and everything, I had to force myself to eat. So I don't know. And I felt great though. All camp, I felt great. I was doing 3 5s, high pace, fresh guy every round, high level guys.
nice.
And I actually did 3 hard fives fight week on Monday at Rufus Sport. So
Yeah,
uh, I felt great. I felt amazing. But it didn't transfer into fight night. I felt kind of flat, kind of lazy. Like the pace was higher than I thought it was. Like after I watched the fight, but still, it
yeah,
was still I shouldn't have been even close to as tired. I shouldn't, which I wasn't super tired, but I did feel it. And I don't know. I don't know if it's the weight cut. I don't. It could have been a variety of things, but at this point, I think I'm just going to, while I'm off, I'm just going to lift. I usually don't lift a whole lot, but I'll lift
yeah,
this time. I'll eat proper, like I'll eat way better, and we'll see what I weigh when I come back, and I'll talk to everyone at the PI. I'll talk to Eric and Ian, and we'll figure it out. We'll see. We'll just see what I weigh and go from there.
yeah. Sounds good. And like I think you've justifiably earned a top 15 opponent no matter what weight class you do come back in. So
Yeah, we'll see. If it's a 205, I'm gonna need time to get like
one fight,
bigger.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm just gonna need a little time to get bigger. which shouldn't take me long. I mean, I'm the runt in my family, so it didn't take long to get bigger. But one or two fights there with guys that aren't freaking huge, which I don't have a problem strength wise. It's just over like the period of the duration of the fight. You know, it'll wear on me a little bit more having to throw them around and exert more energy than normal, and just getting used to that weight.
Yeah. So, what does it mean to you to represent Louisiana in the UFC? Louisiana is just like such a sports state. I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We got, it was cool to get the shout out from Lil Wayne after the fight on Twitter, and it's awesome to be in the same statements as my friend Dustin Poirier and
Yeah.
Tim Crater and Rich Clemente and Matt Schnell, and these are all guys who have trained here, fought here, represented here. They aren't guys that are just born here and left. Those are the true guys. They might go somewhere for a camp, but they still live here. They still reside here. They still have trained here and fought here as an amateur or even as a pro. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to start getting the recognition and being in the same statements as those guys, and it means a lot. They're all good guys. I know them all personally, and they're all super good guys, and so it's pretty cool to be in the same conversation as them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty fucking sick. Just to be like on the same main card as Poirier, and then getting fucking Lil Wayne shouting Yoda after, like that's A-list shit, you know?
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was really cool. Me and my brother grew up rocking the hell out of Lil Wayne, man. We used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
rock the shit out of the Carters and the Droughts and all that, man.
So how did you get into MMA then?
My brother switched schools, and one of his friends was doing jiu-jitsu and invited us to come try it, and I went and tried it, or I went and watched with my father, and my dad bought me a gi that day instead of using one for the trial, and uh, I kind of never looked back. I started competing a lot, all over the country, and then went from that to training with Kurt Holloway and all the other guys that were fighting, and I was always the youngest one. And then went from that to wrestling in high school to still competing a lot to fighting at 17, and just kind of progression.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how long have you been at Rufus Sport then?
Uh, I think like I think like 3 years now I've been there.
Okay.
This was my ninth camp there, so
So
about 3 years.
what's it like working with Coach Duke Rufus, sorry.
It's good, man. I work a lot with. I started off working a lot with Scott Cushman striking,
Yeah.
and with him, and then it just kind of transferred into Duke, and then still a lot of Cush,
Yeah.
and now I just get a lot of both times. Well, Cush was off with ankle injury this time. He had to get that taken care of, so I had all Duke, and it's the same thing. We teach the same thing, so it's basically like when you're with one, you're with the other. So
Yeah.
it's great. Unfortunately, to be honest, I haven't got to really show a lot of it. Like I don't know what it is. Like when I hit somebody, they just want to run, and then I don't know. I'd love to show more of it, but I show as much as I have to, I guess, and I guess that's enough. I don't like to pull all my tools out of my basket until I have to. So I just do just enough to be better than the person I'm fighting.
Well, I think you're a little hard on yourself too. You got 2 finishes in the UFC and then even a finish on Contender Series too. So I think a lot of fighters would be okay with that start to their career.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like I said, anything other than a finish is unacceptable to
True.
me at this level. I feel like I should be, top 10 in the world, top 5. And if I'm not finishing guys, I don't feel that, at some points I deserve that. So, but then again, on the opposite side of the spectrum, these are the best guys in the world. And,
Yeah.
he was a debut guy, but, he was undefeated guy. He holds a belt outside, mostly finishes, and obviously he's real tough. He took a beating, so
Yeah. He was a heavyweight, I think, before too in some fights, wasn't he?
that's what I heard. I heard he
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
heavy.
So yeah, so that could make count to him taking a beating to you is like a little bigger before back in the day.
Yeah, he took a good one.
So you're only 24. Like what's the timeline to a world title for you realistically? Like I feel like the sky's the limit for you.
Honestly, I don't know. I've never really thought about it as a timeline for that. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I know I just want to be in the top of the heap. I don't do anything to be mediocre. I want to be the best at whatever I do. So, but honestly, mostly at this point, it's just making as much money as I can and trying to be home as much as I can. So, the more money I make, the less I have to fight a year. You know, right now it's like 3 times a year. It suffice, and
Yeah.
hopefully within the next 2 contracts, I only have to fight once or twice a year, and I get to spend time with my wife and my kids and my dogs and the rest of my family, my niece. So that's really my plan, just to
Yeah.
make good enough money to provide for them and be home as much as I can.
Yeah, it's good. Family is so important too, so it's good to hear that that's your main focus because some people get away from that. I feel like so many guys they get away they do training camps all over the world or whatever and just lose that main
Yeah,
home base.
I want to get home as soon as possible, especially with the little one. I don't want to be anywhere else but with her.
How old's your little one? Sorry.
She's 7 months. Just turned 7 months this past Saturday.
Oh yeah, nice. Well, congrats to her and you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be launching a podcast in 2 weeks now, actually, and it's called Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and basically go in depth with fighters and yeah, just do the behind the scenes of fighting. So I'd love to get you back for that if you'd be interested.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Awesome. So I think that'd be good enough for today. Yeah.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Cheers. Thanks for coming in, fight fans. Brennan Allen here. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, Brennan.